The world was already under strain when the first life in this story was born. Ice that once covered the land year-round now retreated earlier each season. Snow fell thinner. The ground no longer stayed frozen long enough to recover. Into that instability emerged Amora, small, slow, and unsuited for rapid change. Each step cost energy it could barely replace. Each winter demanded more than the last. Amora should have disappeared with the ice. Instead, pressure reshaped it. As Amora grew, crystalline structures formed along its body. These crystals bent light and dispersed heat, slowing the melting ground beneath its feet. Amora became Aurorus. Wherever Aurorus walked, cold lingered slightly longer. The effect was limited and temporary, but it mattered. It delayed collapse just enough for life to continue. Aurorus did not choose to stabilize the land. Its biology demanded constant output, and the world took advantage. Because the cold remained a little longer, migration slowed. Grasslands bordering the ice survived another cycle. Herds that should have vanished stayed behind. For a short time, the land appeared stable. That stability fed something else. Across the plains, tyrant followed prey preserved by Aurorus's fading cold. Nights slowed movement. Terrain limited escape. Tyrant fed easily, growing strong in a system already living on borrowed time. Years passed. Hunger reshaped its body. Tyrant became Tyrantrum, large, heavy, dominant. Tyrantrum ruled the plains through strength alone. Each successful hunt reinforced the belief that control meant stability. It did not recognize the connection between its dominance and Aurorus's weakening crystals. With every kill, the system lost more than it could replace. Herds shrank. Recovery slowed. The land fell behind. Aurorus weakened. The crystals dimmed incrementally each season. Tyrantrum responded the only way it knew how. It hunted more. It expanded territory. It pushed harder against a system already failing. When prey numbers finally collapsed, the plains emptied. Life moved downhill, toward the coast. At the boundary between land and sea lived Kabuto. Kabuto survived where change arrived last. It fed on remains, shells, fragments, on what drifted down when systems failed elsewhere. But this time, collapse did not slow. Bodies flooded the shoreline. Nutrient levels spiked. Shallow waters thickened with decay. The ocean began to suffocate. Endurance was no longer enough. Kabuto adapted. Its limbs sharpened. Its posture changed. Its instincts shifted from patience to action. Kabuto became Kabutops, an active predator shaped by excess. Kabutops hunted relentlessly, thinning populations that would have poisoned the shoreline. It stabilized the coast the same way Aurorus stabilized the ice, by consuming itself to delay failure. The cost was immediate. Fossil records would later show stress fractures, damaged joints, shortened lifespans. Reproduction declined. Each generation carried less resilience than the one before it. Kabutops survived, but the margin narrowed. Pressure continued to rise. As ice vanished and land redistributed weight, tectonic stress increased. Cliffs fractured, fault lines shifted, volcanic systems awakened. Heat pushed upward into the atmosphere, and from those cliffs descended Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl ruled the air while others struggled below. It fed on weakened coastal prey and dying marine life forced into the open. For a time, it reduced the strain by removing what the land and sea could no longer support. Its presence slowed collapse, but did not reverse it. The sky was changing. Ash thickened the air, winds destabilized, thermal currents fractured. The same forces that once lifted Aerodactyl became unreliable. Flight required more effort. Landings failed more often. Bones met stone at unforgiving angles. Aerodactyl fell along the same shoreline Cabatops still fought to hold together. Then the crystals dimmed completely. Aurorus could no longer slow the warming. Ice vanished entirely. Without preserved prey, Tyrantrum starved and collapsed where it once ruled. Without constant inflow from land, the shoreline receded. Cabatops lost its hunting grounds. The sea thinned, then withdrew. The world became quieter. From the remains crawled Anorith. Anorith fed on what no one else could use: bones, shells, ash, rot. It survived without dominance, without influence, absorbing the residue of every failed system. Over time, Anorith evolved into Armaldo. Armaldo was efficient, strong enough to move between land and sea, capable of consuming what remained when nothing else could. It carried the accumulated consequences of frozen plains, emptied grasslands, broken coastlines, and fallen skies. For a time, that efficiency allowed it to endure alone. But endurance without renewal is finite. Resources disappeared. Reproduction slowed, then stopped. Movement became deliberate, then rare. Armaldo did not fall to a single event or sudden disaster. It faded as the final support in a system that had already spent everything it had. And the age ended. Today, these Pokémon return as fossils, revived, studied, catalogued. But they are not triumphs. They are records of a world that survived only by shifting pressure from one life to another. Stone remembers what balance once cost.